Hi everybody, my name's Jody. I'm from the Property Buyers Academy and I've jumped on because last week I uploaded an article and I've managed to upset a few people, mostly property marketers, so I'm not too bothered, but I did get a question in from Sam. Now before I go into that, I will put a copy of the article down in the comments section below. In case you haven't read it, you can catch up on that one. And I do need to do a disclaimer that I am not a qualified financial advisor, so this is purely general advice. Sam sent in a question that he and his girlfriend took a drive out to a display centre the other weekend, and lo and behold, his girlfriend has fallen madly in love with a property that they saw in the housing estate. Now they are first-time buyers, and Sam is concerned that the property is just too far away from his friends and his family, and also, since reading the article, he is worried that they are making a big financial mistake. So here's the thing, I agree with Sam's girlfriend that it's very hard to walk into those properties. They make you feel like royalty, and the properties look good. They are pretty, they smell good, they have candles, they have pot plants, they have fluffy cushions, and they really, really do sell the dream. But Sam is right, it could be financially disastrous. If anyone is in a position right now to buy a property, then there is a great opportunity that shouldn't be wasted. Now, generally speaking, historically, properties in house and land estates have not performed as well as the rest of the market. And this comes down to two major things in my opinion. Firstly is the supply and demand factor. When you have a housing estate and there is a lot of land surrounding that developers can keep building lots and lots of houses, and they all look just the same, just like the song from primary school, little boxes, then what you have is an issue where there's an oversupply versus demand for that property or that commodity. And so you don't get upward price pressure, because if there is a buyer wanting to buy into that area and you don't accept their lowball offer, all they do is they go to the next property or the next or the next or the next, and there's so many of them because the developers have kept building more and more and more because there was land available, then you don't ever get that upward price growth. And if you have read the article, I do mention in there a suburb in Western Australia. Unfortunately, that is happening right now. Over the last 5 years, it has gone backwards 19%. So there's a lot of buyers from 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it might be, that are suffering at the moment with that exact problem. The other reason is around that owner-occupier appeal, or tenant appeal even. And that can be because a lot of these estates haven't got the established infrastructure or amenities that people desire. There's no libraries, there's no community centres, perhaps there's no transport links such as the trains to get them into the city or wherever they need to go for their workplace. How do you get your milk and your coffees in the morning without jumping in the car and driving however many minutes? So Sam, if this is a deal breaker for you and your girlfriend and your long-term happiness in your relationship, and you really do need to proceed to go ahead and buy into this housing estate, I have a few tips or a few considerations for you. Firstly, only go ahead if there isn't oodles and oodles of land where you can build your way from west coast to east coast or east coast to west coast, because the developer will keep releasing more land stages, and that will just keep diluting the value of the other property. Also, the smaller the number of houses in the estate, the better. So particularly if you can find an infill estate, that would be ideal. Thirdly, only buy a basic house. Don't fall for the bells and whistles in a package from the developer in the housing estate when you buy. There is a margin on all of that, so your fixtures and fittings keep going up in price and they just depreciate, so you won't get your money back on those. So just a basic property that you could rent any day of the week is what you're looking for if you should choose to move out and rent it. Finally, of course, is the lifestyle amenities and the infrastructure. So you need to go through the checklist of things that makes it appealing to an owner-occupier or a tenant. And I mentioned some of those things before. Schooling is obviously a very important one for owner-occupier appeal where there are families around, but libraries, gyms, cafes, parkland, the list goes on. So I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any more questions, please send us an email, coaches@buyersacademy.com.au, or you can private message me through Facebook. My name's Jodie, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I will catch you soon. Bye.